Guangzhou Metro is the metro system of the city of Guangzhou in Guangdong Province of China. It is operated by the state-owned Guangzhou Metro Corporation and was the fourth metro system to be built in mainland China, after those of Beijing, Tianjin and Shanghai. The earliest efforts to build an underground rapid transit system in Guangzhou date back to 1960. In the 2 decades that followed, the project was brought into the agenda 5 times, but ended up abandoned each time due to financial and technical difficulties. Preparation of what would lead to today's Guangzhou Metro did not start until the 1980s, and it was not until 1993 that construction of the first line, Ligne 1, officially began. Ligne 1 opened 4 years later in 1997 with 5 stations in operation. As of December 2013, Guangzhou Metro has 9 lines in operation, namely Ligne 1, Ligne 2, Ligne 3, Ligne 4, Ligne 5, Ligne 6, Ligne 8, Guangzhou Line, and Tujiang New Town APM. A major portion of the metro system services the urban areas of the city, while lines 2, 3 and 4 also reach into the suburban areas in Hodu, Baiyun District, Panwu and Nansha. Guangzhou Line connects Guangzhou and Foshan and is the first intercity underground metro line in the country. Daily service hours start at 6 o'clock am and end at midnight, and ridership averages 5.63 million. Having delivered 2.054 billion rides in 2013, Guangzhou Metro is the 6th busiest metro system in the world, after the metro systems of Tokyo, Seoul, Moscow, Beijing, and Shanghai. Guangzhou Metro operates 164 stations, including 21 interchange stations, and 260.5 km of tracks. Extensive development of the metro network has been planned for the decade of 2011–2020. 3 new lines, Ligne 7, Ligne 9 and Ligne 13, and extensions of Ligne 6, Ligne 8 and Guangzhou Line are already under construction and expected to be completed between 2015 and 2017. Total operational capacity is scheduled to exceed 600 km by 2020. History: Forays of the 1960s and 1970s, Chen Yu, governor of Guangdong in 1957–1967, was the first to have proposed an underground metro system for Guangzhou. In the summer of 1960, he ordered a secret geological survey of groundwater levels of Guangzhou. 6 holes with an accumulated depth of 1980 am were drilled in the plateaus and alluvial plains in the city. The geological conditions of Guangzhou, despite their complexity, did not preclude the possibility of an underground metro system. Analysis of the survey data resulted in a confidential report titled Geological Survey for Guangzhou Underground Railway Project dated July 1961, the earliest one of such reports. In 1965, Chen Yu along with Tao Tzu, who had been the governor of Guangdong and first secretary of Guangdong Committee of the Communist Party of China, proposed in the wake of the Gulf of Tonkin incident that a tunnel be built in Guangzhou for wartime evacuations and post-war metro development. Approved by the central government, the project started in the spring of 1965. Due to its confidentiality in the context of intensification of the Vietnam War, the project adopted the obscure name of Project 9, where 9 was the number of strokes in or degree, the Chinese word for underground. As envisaged by Chen Yu, the metro system of Guangzhou would consist of 2 lines, a north-south line that would connect Nanfang Building to Sanayuanli via Renminlu and Jifang Beilu, and an east-west line that would run from Zishang to Dongshan along today's Dongfenglu. The 2 lines roughly paralleled Ligne 2 and Ligne 1 of the modern days, respectively. The east-west line was never built, while Project 9 was dedicated to the north-south line. Over 10 teams of miners were recruited for a project filled with hazards and perils. Constrained by extreme scarcity of time, monetary and material resources, the ambition to build a tunnel for metro operation was scaled back. A Euro capability to run trolley buses was deemed acceptable. At a cost of 13 yen a million, an 8 km long tunnel was completed in 1966. The tunnel was ready for use as an air raid shelter. However, with a cross-section merely 3 am wide and 2.85 am tall, and exposed rocks and wooden trestles scattered everywhere, it was totally unusable for public transit. In the 2 decades that followed, 4 attempts were made to revive and expand Project 9, first in 1970, next in 1971, then in 1974, and last in 1979. None of these efforts eventually materialized. Construction of Ligne 1, the metro project of Guangzhou, was launched for the 6th time in 1984 as the Preparation Office of Guangzhou Metro, established back in 1979 as part of the last attempt to resurrect Project 9, was moved out of the Civil Air Defense System and became a subordinate body of the Construction Commission of Guangzhou, bringing Guangzhou Metro into the scope of urban infrastructure development. Prior to the 1980s, war preparedness was the dominant tenet of underground infrastructure projects in mainland China. The construction of Guangzhou Metro marked the first deviation from the old doctrine as traffic itself became the prime consideration of the project. Design of the metro network was a collaborative effort between China and France. 4 tentative designs were published on March 14, 1988 edition of Guangzhou Daily. From the 4 designs, 1 was selected based on expert and mass feedbacks. The selected design, featuring 2 intersecting lines, provided an embryonic form of the eventual layout of Ligne 1 and Ligne 2. Construction of Ligne 1 officially commenced on December 28, 1993, although work on a trial section at Guangzhou had begun in October 1992, 5 months before the feasibility study of the line was ratified by the State Planning Commission in March 1993. Various technologies novel to China's construction industry at the time were adopted in different sections of the project, notably including immersed tubes and tunnel boring machines. As the most massive urban infrastructure project in history of Guangzhou, Ligne 1 required a funding of 12.75 yen billion, all of which was raised by the local government. Use of cut-and-cover tunnels aggressively backed by then-Mayor Li Zilu necessitated relocation of approximately 100,000 residents and 20,000 households and demolition of buildings totaling 1.1 km2 in area and earned Li the nickname Li the Demolisher. 3.5 years after construction started, the 5.4 km section from Xilang to Guangzhou opened for trial operation on June 28, 1997. The remaining 13 km, from Guangzhou to Guangzhou East Railway Station, was completed 18 months later on December 28, 1998. The entire line opened for sightseeing tours between February 16 and March 2, 1999, delivering 1.39 million rides during 15 days before closing for final testing. Operation of Ligne 1 officially began on June 28, 1999, 34 years after the start of Project 9 in 1965. Accelerated expansion in the 2000s. The success of Ligne 1 is a turnkey project acquired from Siemens with 100% imported electromechanical equipment prompted a wave of similar proposals from 12 other cities in mainland China toward the end of the 1990s. The fever for import-centric rapid transit caused the State Planning Committee to temporarily halt approval of rapid transit projects nationwide and regulate the localization rates of rolling stock suppliers. Amid tightened regulation, only Ligne 2 of Guangzhou Metro received the immediate green light to proceed in June 1998 on the condition that at least 60% of its electromechanical equipment must be sourced domestically. Construction of Ligne 2 started in July 1998. Rolling stock manufacturer Bombardier airlifted the first 2 train cars in an 124 from Berlin to Guangzhou in November 2002 after schedule delays. The first section, from Sanyuan-li to Xiagang, opened on December 29, 2002. The remaining section from Xiagang to Puzhou opened on June 28, 2003. At a 2.13 yen billion, the equipment cost of Ligne 2 was 53% lower than that of Ligne 1. This demonstrated the feasibility of cost reduction through procurement of domestic equipment, revealing a path to project approval to other Chinese cities and reigniting their aspirations to own rapid transit systems. The renewed craze for rapid transit across the country soon encountered a new round of tightened control on project approval around 2003. But Guangzhou was exempted along with Beijing, Shanghai and Shenzhen. By the time Linie 2 was completed, construction of Linie 3, Linie 4 on Guangzhou Line had been underway, among which only Guangzhou Line later fell casualty to stringent regulation. Lines in operation, summary. Linie 1. Linie 1 runs from Xilang to Guangzhou East Railway Station, with a total length of 18.5 km. Except Kengke and Xilang, all stations in Linie 1 are underground. The line interchanges with Linie 2 at Gunjiwangqian, Linie 3 at Taiyuxilu and Guangzhou East Railway Station, Linie 5 at Yangji, Linie 6 at Dongshankou and Hungshaw, and Guangzhou Line at Xilang. Its first section, from Xilang to Hungshaw, opened on June 28, 1997, making Guangzhou the fourth city in mainland China to have a metro system. The full line started operation 2 years later on June 28, 1999. Linie 2. Linie 2 is a north-south line that runs from Jiahuanggang to Guangzhou South Railway Station. It interchanges with Linie 1 at Gunjiwangqian, Linie 5 at Guangzhou Railway Station, and Linie 8 at Chang'an. Until September 21, 2010, it ran from Sinaiyuanli to Wanshangwei. Its first section, between Sinaiyuanli and Xiagang, opened on December 29, 2002. It was extended from Xiagang to Pazhou on June 28, 2003 and further to Wanshangwei a year later. The section between Xiagang and Wanshangwei was split off to form part of Linie 8 during 22 September 24, 2010, when operation was paused. The latest extension, from Jiangnan to Guangzhou South Railway Station and from Sinaiyuanli to Jiahuanggang, opened on September 25, 2010 as the whole line resumed operation. The length of the current line is 31.4 km. All stations in Linie 2 are underground. Linie 3. Linie 3 is a 67.3 km Y-shaped line connecting Airport South and Tianjin Coach Terminal to Panay Square. All stations in the line are underground. When the line opened on December 26, 2005, trains operated between Guangzhou East Railway Station and Kun. Following completion of the Tianjin Coach Terminal Taiyuxilu and Kekuna Panay Square sections, the line was rerouted on December 30, 2006 to offer transfer-free connections between Panay Square and Tianjin Coach Terminal via Taiyuxilu. The Guangzhou East Railway Station Taiyuxilu section became a shuttle until it was extended northwards to Airport South on October 30, 2010. In official distinctions, the main route consists of the entire Airport South Panay Square section, while the Tianjin Coach Terminal Taiyuxilu section is a spur line. The spur line will be split off in the long term to form part of Linie 10. The line interchanges with Linie 1 at Taiyuxilu and Guangzhou East Railway Station, Linie 5 at Xujiang New Town, and Linie 8 at Kun. Linie 3 had been notorious for its crowding since it opened, for it ran 3-car trains. That was partly relieved when all 3-car trains started operating as 6-car ones, connected in sets of 2. On April 28, 2010 all stations in Line 3 are underground. Linie 4. Linie 4 is a north-south line running parallel to Linie 2 along the east of the city. It is 43.7 km long with 16 stations. The section of the line from Hunkun to Xinzai are built at underground, while that from Xinzai to Jinshe are built at elevated track. It was the first metro line in mainland China to use linear motor trains. The line interchanges with Linie 5 at Chibainan, and Linie 8 at Wanshangwei. In the future, the line will interchange with Linie 7 at Higher Education Mega Center South, which is bound for Guangzhou South Railway Station. Its first section, from Wanshangwei to Xinzai, opened on December 26, 2005. Southwards, it was extended from Xinzai to Hung on December 30, 2006 and further to Jinshe on June 28, 2007. Northwards, it was extended to Chibainan on December 28, 2009. Its latest extension, from Chibainan to Hunkun, opened on September 25, 2010. A 12.6 km extension in Nansha District has been approved with 6 underground stations and will interchange with the planned Linie 15. Linie 5. The 31.9 km long Ligne 5 starts at Jiakou and runs to Wenchong. It entered operation on December 28, 2009. All stations in the line except Jiakou and Tounwu are underground. Until Ligne 8 was split off from Ligne 2, it was the only line that interchanged with all other lines. Currently it interchanges with Ligne 1 at Yangji, Ligne 2 at Guangzhou Railway Station, Ligne 3 at Zhujiang New Town, and Ligne 4 at Chibainan. Similarly to Ligne 4, Ligne 5 also uses linear motor trains. Ligne 6. The first stage of Line 6, a 24.5 km long Phase 1 runs from Zunfengang to Changbang with 22 stations. It began service on December 28, 2013 and contains 3 elevated stations along the route. Construction of a 10-station, 17.6 km long extension to Xiangzhou from Changban is currently underway and is expected to enter revenue service in 2015. Interchange is provided with Ligne 1 Hangzhou and Dongshankou, with Ligne 2 at Haitsu Square, with Ligne 3 at Yantang and Tiani Coach Terminal, with Ligne 5 at Tounwu and Yuzhuang. Cultural Park will also become an interchange station when the north extension of Ligne 8 opens. The line runs 4-car trains, but stations of the east extension starting with South China Botanical Garden will be constructed with a provision to accommodate 6-car trains in preparation for a route split in the future. Ligne 8. The first section of Ligne 8, from Xiaogang to Wanshengwei, opened in 2002 and ran as part of Ligne 2 until the extension to the line was completed in September 2010. Ligne 8 runs from Fenghuangxincun to Wanshengwei. The section from Chang'an to Wanshengwei opened on September 25, 2010 when the split-off from Ligne 2 was complete. The section west of Chang'an did not open until November 3, 2010 due to disputes over the environmental impact of the cooling facilities at Shaowan. Interchange stations along the line are Chang'an with Ligne 2, Kun with Ligne 3, and Wanshengwei with Ligne 4. While currently the line is entirely contained in Haitsu district to the south of the Pearl River, the north extension presently under construction will cross the river northwards to interchange with Ligne 6 at Cultural Park and reach Baiyun Lake. Guangzhou Line. The Guangzhou-Foshan section of Pearl River Delta Region Intercity Rapid Transit is an intercity metro line that connects Guangzhou and Foshan. It is commonly known as Guangzhou Metro and Guangzhou Line of Guangzhou Metro. The section within Foshan also doubles as Ligne 1 of FMETRO. The line is operated by Guangdong Guangzhou Intercity Company, Limited, a subsidiary co-owned by Guangzhou Metro and Foshan Metro. Its first section, from Xilang to Qiqilu in Foshan, started operation on November 3, 2010 with 21 km of tracks and 14 stations. 11 of the stations are located in Foshan, while the other 3 are in Guangzhou. Relocation disputes at Liai were not resolved until October 2013 and have delayed completion of the extension from Xilang to Liai till December 2015. When the line is completed, it will have 32.2 km of tracks and 21 stations, of which 17.4 km of tracks and 10 stations will be located in Guangzhou. The line will interchange with Ligne 1 at Xilang, Ligne 2 at Nansha, Ligne 3 at Liai, and Ligne 8 at Shaowan. It will run 4-car trains. All its stations are underground. Zhujiang New Town APM Line. The Automated People Mover System of Zhujiang New Town Core District Municipal Traffic Project is an underground automated people mover that serves the central business district of Zhujiang New Town. It is commonly known as Zhujiang New Town Automated People Mover System or the APM for short. At a length of 3.9 km, it connects Linuxi and Canton Tower with 9 stations on the line. Operation started on November 8, 2010 with Canton Tower Station named Shigang Pagoda Station until December 2013. The stations of Haixincha and Shigang Pagoda remained closed during the 2010 Asian Games. Shigang Pagoda Station opened on November 28, 2010, one day after the Asian Games ended. Haixincha Station remained unopened until February 24, 2011. There is no direct platform-to-platform connection between the APM and Ligne 3, albeit they share the stations of Ligne C and Canton Tower. Transfer passengers need to exit and re-enter with a new ticket. The APM runs 2-car rubber-wheel driverless trains. Future expansion, Ligne 7. The first phase of Ligne 7 is under construction and will run from Guangzhou South Railway Station to Higher Education Mega Center South in Panwu District over the course of 18.6 km when completed. 6-car trains will be used. All 9 stations are underground. The line will interchange with Ligne 2 at Guangzhou South Railway Station and Shibi, Ligne 3 at Hangzhou Changlong, and Ligne 4 at Higher Education Mega Center South. The planned second phase will extend the line by 11.3 km and 4 more stations to reach north of the Pearl River and provide interchanges with Ligne 5 at Dashidou, the planned east extension of Ligne 8 at Chanzhou and Ligne 13 at Fenglulu. Line 7 is expected to be operational from 2015. Ligne 9. The 20.1 km long Ligne 9 serves Hodou District. It will start at Feeling and end at Guǎngzhou, where it will interchange with Ligne 3. All stations are underground. The line will run 6-car trains. In the long term, after the Tianjin Coach Terminal Euro-Taiuxilu spur line of Ligne 3 is split off to form part of Ligne 10, it will be connected into Ligne 3 using the reserved switches at Guǎngzhou and become a new spur line. Line 9 is expected to be operational from 2015. Ligne 13. Currently under construction, Ligne 13 is the first metro line in Guangzhou to be built to run 8-car trains. The 27.03 km first phase from Yuzhou to Xianjingling will connect Zhengcheng into Guangzhou's metro network. Upon opening, it will only interchange with Ligne 5 at Yuzhou, but future interchange stations have been planned at Xiaowan, Fenglulu and Xintang. A second phase to the west is planned for the long term and will cut through the heartland of urban Guangzhou to reach Shuang in the vicinity of Guangzhou Euro-Foshan border. Line 13 is expected to open in 2016. Ligne 21. The 60.9 km long Ligne 21 connects Yuancun in Tianjin District and Zhengcheng Square in Zhengcheng with 6-car trains. It has 38.5 km of underground tracks, 16.4 km of elevated tracks and 6 km of tracks and mountain tunnels. The section from Yuancun to Tianjin Park is intended as part of Ligne 11 and constructed to accommodate the 8-car trains of the latter. When construction of Ligne 1 completes, the section will be spliced into Ligne 11, making Tianjin Park the west end of Ligne 21. Interchange will be available at Yuancun, Tianjin Park, Hongkong, Grand World Scenic Park, Xiangang, Zhenlong and Zhengcheng Square. Summary of future lines. Guangzhou Euro-Foshan Metro connections, fares and tickets. Fares of Guangzhou Metro currently range from A2 yen to A14 yen. A journey shorter than 4 km costs A2 yen. A1 yen is charged for every 4 km after 4 km, every 6 km after 12 km, and every 8 km after 24 km. Between 30 October 2010 and 30 October 2011, an additional, undiscountable A5 yen fee was charged for any journey to or from Airport South. Collection of such a fee was approved for 1 year in July 2010 and expired without extension. The fare for the longest possible journey to the exiting station will be charged if a journey exceeds 4 hours. Passengers may carry luggage below weight and size limits at no cost or A2 yen surcharge. Current ticket types: single journeyed ticket. Single journeyed tickets can be bought at a kiosk at every station or at the automatic ticket vending machines. The ticket itself is a contactless radio frequency plastic token. The user has to tap it on the sensor on the ticket barrier when entering and insert it into a slot at the exit gate where the token is reclaimed. Full base fares are charged for single journeyed tickets for individuals. Passengers traveling in groups of 30 or larger can enjoy a 10% discount. Yangcheng Tong and Linnan Pass. Yangcheng Tong is a contactless smart card which can be used on the metro and most other forms of public transport in Guangzhou. Yangcheng Tong offers discounts for rides on buses and the metro. Within each month, bus and metro rides combined, a 5% discount is available for the first 15 journeys and a 40% discount for all journeys beyond. Full-time students enrolled in primary, secondary, and vocational schools can apply for student passes, which allow them bus and metro rides at half price. Senior citizens can also obtain special passes. Half price is charged for seniors aged 60 €64. Seniors aged 65 and above as well as people with major disabilities ride free of charge. Yangcheng Tong was rebranded in November 2010 as a type of Linnan Pass, a new transport card that is valid in multiple cities across the Pearl River Delta. Linnan Pass cards issued in Guangzhou are named Linnan Pass or Yangcheng Tong. Existing cards were automatically upgraded and need not be replaced. Day Pass. Guangzhou Metro introduced day passes on January 1, 2013. A day pass holder can travel an unlimited number of times in the metro system during a limited period of validity starting from the first use. Two variants are currently available: one-day pass, A20 Yen each and valid for 24 hours, 3-day pass, A50 Yen each and valid for 72 hours. Day passes are not rechargeable. They can be fully refunded until the first use, at which time they become non-refundable. Used passes are not reclaimed, although they can be voluntarily recycled at drop boxes in the stations. The passes are decorated with illustrations of the Cantonese language and cuisine to promote the local culture. The art design was favored by over 70% of those who responded to public opinion surveys compared to two other competing designs. Discontinued ticket types. Guangzhou Metro discontinued the following ticket types in favor of Yangcheng Tong. Stored value ticket. Stored value tickets were very similar to Yangcheng Tong, but were admissible only for metro rides and could not be used to pay bus or taxi fares. Monthly pass. Monthly passes were introduced on November 1, 2008 and abolished on May 1, 2010. There were three types of monthly pass: A55 Yen monthly pass for 20 single journeys, A88 Yen monthly pass for 35 single journeys, A115 Yen monthly pass for 50 single journeys. Each journey could travel from one station to any other station regardless of distance. A monthly pass was valid within a calendar month, not the 1-month period from the first day it was used. Unused journeys in a month could not be rolled over to a pass for the following month. Student Pass and Senior Citizen Pass, both were issued by the Metro Company and used on Metro only, allowing the holders to travel free or at half price. Power supply. All Guangzhou Metro lines in operation except the APM are powered by 1,500 of VDC. For power transmission, Lines A1, 2, 3 and A8 as well as Guangzhou line use overhead lines, while Lines A4 and A5 use third rails. Future lines to be built in the short term, including Lines A6, 7, 9 and A13 will also run on 1,500 of VDC. All those lines will use overhead lines except for Line 6, which will use third rails. In contrast to the heavy rail lines, the light rail APM runs on 600 of VAC supplied by third rails. Controversies. Free rides for relatives of Metro employees. Starting from 1997, Guangzhou Metro implemented a policy that allowed free rides for, in addition to its employees, their relatives. The policy was exposed to the public after its validity was questioned at a hearing on Metro fares in December 2005. At first, it was reported that up to 3 lineal kins of each Metro employee were allowed free access to the Metro. Based on Guangzhou Metro having about 6,000 employees at the time, participants of the hearing estimated that up to 18,000 relatives of Metro employees could ride free at an approximate cost of A13 Yen a million per year. In response to questions on the policy raised at the hearing, Lu Guanglin, then general manager of Guangzhou Metro, claimed that relatives of employees with free access would volunteer as security personnel of the Metro. He cited counter-terrorism when explaining that the policy was not exclusively an employee benefit but also a safety measure. Guangzhou Metro later clarified that only the spouse and at most one pre-college child under 18 of each employee were allowed free access, limiting the number of such people to about 2,000. Free rides were strictly regulated and tracked, with abuse subject to disciplinary actions. An unnamed Metro employee estimated that the actual cost per year was a 3 yen a million rather than a 13 yen a million. Following its publicity, the policy sparked widespread criticism. A Nanfang Daily editorial criticized the policy as Guangzhou Metro exploiting public resources to its own interests. It also questioned the competence of relatives of Metro employees in counter-terrorism. It further argued that if Guangzhou Metro indeed needed voluntary security personnel, it could have recruited them openly from the public. Such criticism was echoed by hearing participants as well as members of the Municipal People's Congress of Guangzhou. Guangzhou Metro officially abandoned the policy under pressure on December 16, 2005. 4-car trains of Ligne 6, serving densely populated areas including residential communities in Guǎngzhou, the pedestrian street in Beijing Lu and wholesale markets in Seoul with 4-car trains, the capacity of Ligne 6 has long been questioned. The origin of such a design traces back to the planning phase of the line. Believed to have limited attraction to commuters, Ligne 6 was intended as an auxiliary line with a projected daily ridership of 428,000 in 2012 and 5,070 in 2019 when the expected opening year was still 2010. Such projections were in line with the daily ridership of Lines 1 and 2 prior to 2004. The daily ridership of Ligne 1 was predicted to reach 290,000 in 1998, however, the actual figures of 1999 Euro 2001 plateaued at 172,000 Euro 176,000. These data gave ammunition to invited experts' stubborn insistence in 4-car trains and even led to Guangzhou being criticized by name as overinflating the capacity of its metro network. Similar preference of small-capacity trains and low headway operation also influenced the designs of Ligne 3, 4 and 5. These ideas would soon prove utterly short-sighted when Ligne 3 opened in 2006 with 3-car trains only to be immediately plagued with extreme congestion and forced adoption of 6-car trains ahead of schedule. Years after construction started, the capacity issue of Ligne 6 drew concentrated but late criticism from local media in July 2009. An internal report of Guangzhou Metro in the same month reckoned that using the same 6-car trains as Ligne 3 would increase the capacity of Ligne 6 by 50%. However, by that time, a change to 6-car trains had become unrealistic as it would require modification to stations whose construction had been completed. Land expropriation and residents' relocation would pose even greater challenges as evidenced by severe delays in the construction of the stations of Yidlu and Seoul. In November 2013, Mayor Chen Jianhua publicly admitted that planning of the line lacked foresight, and the line would be crowded upon opening. He also promised to ensure that trains of future lines and expansions would have at least 6 cars. Quality inspection of Ligne 3 North Extension, exposure of quality issue. On October 11, 2010, news broke that the concrete structures of 2 connecting passages in the north extension of Ligne 3 between Jyutping and Longyi had substandard compressive strength. The quality of the 2 connecting passages was found to be questionable as early as August 2009. But it not was brought to light until a technician who worked for a company that inspected their quality posted scanned copies of the original inspection reports in his blog in August 2010. And the media picked up the story in October 2010. The connecting passages were intended as connections between 2 metro tunnels for the maintenance crew and emergency escape corridors for passengers. Their compressive strength was designed to reach 30 MPa. However, the lowest values measured in 2 inspections were only 21.9 MPa and 25.5 MPa, respectively. Guangzhou Metro and Beijing Changcheng Bilfingerberger Construction Engineering Company, Limited, contractor of the Zhaohuanggang Euro Longyi section, commissioned 2 inspection companies to perform a total of 3 inspections. All 3 inspections reported results below standard. According to the technician who disclosed the issue and another technician who participated in the first inspection, possible consequences of weaker-than-standard concrete structures included collapse of the passages, blockage of groundwater drains, and even paralyzation of the metro tunnels. Alleged fraud attempts. According to the 2 technicians, BCBB rejected a negative inspection report and conspired with their employer company to produce a fraudulent positive report. In response, both the inspection company and BCBB denied their involvement in any fraud attempts. Su Tsinu, a deputy manager of the Quality and Safety Division of Guangzhou Metro, admitted the quality issue with the connecting passages but maintained the innocence of Guangzhou Metro. According to him, Guangzhou Metro never received the original inspection reports in 2009 and was unaware of the issue until it received them on September 30, 2010. Su blamed the incident on deceit by BCBB and declared the structures safe for train operation. Su's comments were acknowledged by Guangzhou Metro. Reactions. According to Su, Guangzhou Metro had launched an investigation into the incident and demanded remedial plans for fortifying the structures from the designer after its experts verified that the quality of the passage did not meet the design standard. In its official response, Guangzhou Metro claimed that it had been monitoring the connecting passages since they were completed in August 2009 and noticed no cracks, deformation or leaks. It also commissioned a re-inspection in September 2010 and obtained results comparable to previous ones. Evaluation by the designer of the connecting passages based on these results recognized their structures as safe. Previously in 2009, the designer also evaluated one of the two connecting passages as safe upon demand of BCBB with the standard for its compressive strength at the lowest permissible value of 25 ampere. In the wake of widespread media coverage, the Construction Commission of Guangzhou launched an investigation into the incident. The commission invited an independent expert group to inspect the connecting passages. The expert group reaffirmed that despite their quality was indeed below the design standard, the passages were safe for operation and needed not be strengthened or rebuilt. The Commission also confirmed that BCBB violated regulations in concealing negative inspection reports from related parties. The cause of weaker-than-standard concrete structures was blamed by Deputy Mayor Suzkun on cement being mixed manually instead of using machinery due to space limitation at the construction site. The scheduled opening of the north extension of Linie 3 on October 30, 2010 was eventually unaffected. Universal free access in November 2010. In January 2010, then Mayor Zhang Guangning revealed to the media that the local government was considering rewarding residents with an Asian Games gift package in acknowledgement of their support for the Games. On September 27, 2010, contents of the gift package were officially announced. Included was universal free access to public transit on 30 workdays in November and December 2010 that would coincide with the schedules of the 2010 Asian Games and Asian Para Games in urban areas excluding the districts of Panyu, Nansha and Hodu and the cities of Zhangcheng and Kongwa. The measure was intended to compensate for the inconvenience caused by a temporary traffic rule that would ban cars from the streets by the parity of the last digits of their license plates during the Games. The free rides policy prompted unprecedented enthusiasm from local residents on November 1, 2010, the first day it went into effect. The metro system carried 7.80 million rides, doubling the figure of an average day. Ridership of the day exceeded the previous peak of 5.13 million on National Day October 1, 2010 by a significant margin and set a national record. Metro traffic remained intense in the days that followed. The daily ridership record was refreshed twice on 3 and 5 November 2010, reaching 7.844 million. Total ridership amounted to 38.77 million over the entire workweek. Provisional flow control measures were put into force at all stations, but were utterly inadequate to contain traffic far beyond the design capacity of the metro system. Trains were often crammed, and stations were filled with people queuing in swarms to take a free ride. Guangzhou Metro estimated that when the Asian Games opened, daily ridership would surpass 8 million. 5 days after the free rides policy came into force, local authorities decided to rescind the free public transit offer starting from November 8, 2010 and replace it with a cash subsidy program as they deemed the enormous public response a potential security threat to the Games. Registered households and migrant households with presence in the city longer than half a year would each receive a public transit subsidy of 150 yen in cash. Individuals in corporate households would each receive a 50 yen. Residents could claim the subsidies between January 12 and March 31, 2011. Public transit discount policies that were in effect before November 2010 remained unchanged. Guangzhou sinkhole incident, around 1640 on January 28, 2013, in the immediate neighborhood of the construction site of the Cultural Park Station of Linear 6 and Linear 8 on Guangzhou, a sinkhole of approximately 100 am to an area and 10 am in depth collapsed, consuming several houses and trees. 6 collapses occurred within 40 minutes. 2 more collapses occurred later at 21:45, when workers were pouring concrete into the sinkhole. Nearby roads were immediately closed for emergency engineering. The affected section of Guangzhou remained closed until the Spring Festival holidays and was closed for a second time on February 12 due to discovery of additional risks. There were no casualties in the incident thanks to the fact that metro construction workers detected geological anomalies 20 minutes before the initial collapse and promptly evacuated the neighborhood. The sinkhole caused disruptions to electricity, gas and water supplies and drainage pipelines. Preliminary analysis blamed the incident on inaccurate geological drawings used for underground blast operations. In total, 412 households, 103 businesses and 69 warehouses were evacuated, and 257 residents were relocated. Guangzhou Metro offered provisional compensations that amounted to a 50,000 yen for each collapsed business and a 2,600 yen for each resident of the collapsed houses among other compensations. See also, List of Guangzhou Metro stations, FMETRO, Dongguan Rail Transit, List of rapid transit systems, Metro systems by annual passenger rides, notes. References. Bibliography. External links, Guangzhou Metro, Urban Rail, Guangzhou, Guangzhou Metro Route Map and Trip Planner, Official Guangzhou Metro Model Train.